And he just looked at me and he's like, who the f*** do you think you are? I want our team to be in the limelight.
Yeah.
I want us playing finals footy, and I want us playing a grand final.
I actually did put my resume in at Nando's. I never worked at Nando's. All right, Sammy, great to sit down with you, mate. Tell us a little bit about, where you come from and a little bit about your childhood, mate.
Haven't sat down with you for a while, mate.
It has been a while.
Premiership in Bushies.
Bushies would have been
After
probably.
we fed you 7, 8, 9, 10. From Caddy, not far from Tallygaroopna. So grew up similar to you, like brothers back there.
How many brothers you got?
Four.
Yeah.
So they're still back there playing against your brothers, actually.
Yeah.
Whether it's footy or cricket, love it back there. So got drafted 2008.
Yeah.
Moved down to Melbourne, been down here ever since.
Yeah. And is it right, your parents' orchards, like farmers?
Orchards, yeah. So we've got 4 or 5 orchards. Mum's a psych in town.
Yeah.
Which is also really helpful.
Yeah.
And I still get back there all the time, mate. Like it'd be the same as you.
Yeah.
Normally over the career I've spent probably more Septembers back there than you have.
Yeah.
Still in Melbourne playing finals.
Yeah.
But, I love it back there. Local footy, local cricket. Still pull the pads on every now and then, mate.
Yeah, I noticed
You would
that,
have seen in the paper, surely.
Yeah, I've seen that. a few hundreds here and there for you.
What about you?
Yeah, as you said, clearly grew up in Tally. Same, got 4 brothers. I don't know, what's bigger, Caddy or Tally?
No,
Probably
mate.
Caddy.
Blink with both of them.
You're missing both. Yeah, grew up in Tally, same thing. Like you're talking about like country footy and stuff. That's the one thing I feel like I've, missed the most being in the city. Like sort of, you rock up to footy at 8:30 in the morning and basically get out of the car and say, Mum, I'll see you at 5 o'clock when all the footy's done. That's one thing I miss, and one thing that I feel like when my time's all done here at Collingwood that, I'll have some kind of input into some country club for sure.
What does the input look like?
I don't know.
My brother's still coaching Shep Swans if you want to go down.
I seen they actually had a good win against Kai on the weekend too. So,
do you reckon you will play when you finish?
I don't know. If my body's up to it, I'd love to. If I can't play, I'd love to coach maybe. Also, I've got a family in Melbourne now, so committing a lot of hours to obviously coach. And I feel like if I was to coach, I'd need to be all in as well. I don't want to be sort of coming and going and making it hard for everyone else. But I'd love to have an input. So I'm sure Jed will watch this. Put me resume in for a couple of years.
He'll send me a message straight away.
Yes, exactly.
What about having a hit of cricket? What about cricket?
Cricket.
All your brothers.
All my brothers, yes.
Play
Obviously
cricket.
still playing cricket at Northerners. My last game of cricket was
Talk to us about what you were as a cricketer.
I was a leg spinner cricketer. Batted okay. I used to love fielding.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
I kept for a little bit early days, and then I'll actually tell you what happened. Jed was actually meant to come because he played old students for a bit. Yeah. So it was me, Dean Jones, and Jed Wright.
Yeah.
Jed Wright, your brother. We were meant to go from Shep down to Melbourne and get bowling lessons from Bryce McGain at the G indoor, but Jed didn't turn up, so it was just me and Jonesy. But I got lessons from Bryce McGain, and basically he stuffed me. I couldn't bowl anymore. I couldn't turn the ball. I used to hold the ball. I think when spinners bowl, they have the sort of seam, so they spin with the seam. I used to do it against it. And he changed that. I don't know what he did. He straightened me up a little bit and I just couldn't spin the ball anymore. So I was okay at cricket. I was never that good. But yeah, my last game of cricket, Dale Sidey, my cousin, played at Q.
Yeah.
And they have like the midweek T20 comp things on a Tuesday night. But it wasn't like A grade. It was like the bottom grade, like C grade midweek on a Tuesday. They organised for me to come down and play with them. So we bowled first. I can't remember. Bowled a couple of overs, just trash. And then I had a bat. I think I come in at maybe 5 or 6 and Dale was up the other end. And I remember walking out there. I hadn't had a hit for a while. So I faced up. I think he was bowling medium paces.
Feels quick though.
Flat out. And I faced up and I was that focused on the cricket ball. I just forgot and froze and didn't use anything. And I basically just shouldered arms, smacked on the pad, first ball, golden duck. I knew no one at Q, walking back into the change rooms with my head in my hands.
Was that while you were still playing?
Yeah. While I was still at Collingwood, yeah.
Club know about it?
Oh, no. Well, they do now. It was my last game of cricket. I know why you brought up cricket because you're a gun at cricket.
That's not true.
Tell us about your last few knocks at Katandra.
I loved it. Yeah. I mean, North don't know this now, but I reckon the first 2 years of my career, I was travelling back every weekend to bowl 15 overs off the long run. remember coming in second pre-season, learnt my lesson pretty quickly. Like my back was just killing me. Like I reckon I bowled like 30 overs over a span of 2 weeks. End up not being able to pick up a ground ball and had to get injections in my back to try and get through a footy pre-season. And they never found out. But I reckon, that's how much I loved it. But still, footy for me still is like just the passion. Yeah. I just think there's something about being a country kid where the local sports just absolutely bring you back. Yeah. I know you'd feel the same, even if it's just spectating. Yeah. Just having a can on the hill, bloody oath, rolled up in a footy record. Well, that's not a bad thing. Like, I didn't, when you start at fourths and thirds and second seniors, whatever, once thirds was done. So having the beer after the game and all that, I didn't get to experience it. That's probably what draws me into it a little bit. Talk to us about, obviously, like, played bushies together. Yeah. It's strange when you're in the country, like you hear of like blokes that are good at footy, but you've got so many different leagues, you don't really come across each other. Yeah. Obviously, you're at Wanganui. I was at Notre Dame. Couldn't be polar opposites, could we? But for me, sort of just sprung on the scene. Like I knew you were good, then progressed through pretty quickly. Yeah. Got drafted almost immediately. Yeah, one year.
And I think because you could, when I got drafted, you could get drafted as a bottom major as well, which I guess helped in a way. Yeah. Yeah, well, I reckon like school footy for me as well. I reckon I was in year 7 or 8 when they changed the rule. You used to be able to play club footy on a Saturday and then school footy on a Sunday. So I reckon I might have got 1 year of both. Yeah. And then obviously in year 7 or 8, I had to either choose Kingupna or Wanganui. And I think most of the boys sort of chose Wanganui. Yeah. And I think it was a shock to some people that I chose to play at Kingupna. Yeah. On the Saturday, which the best decision. Like school footy's basically you turn up 20 minutes for you play and then you're off. Like as I was saying before, like the country footy, you can't beat it. And as you said, like you do, and you hear a lot of things about, have you seen this bloke play here? But unless you're actually in the same league, then you just don't know until you run into them. No. Yeah, that Bushies year, and there's a lot of, I don't know how big the area is, what the Bushy has access to. Some of the players that we had on that team were, bloody good players. But nothing beats the Wednesday Arvo bus trips after school.
I think it was called, there's a fried chicken shop on the corner there.
Yeah, across from the showgrounds.
It was different Bushies, wasn't it? Like you're hearing what the kids were doing in Melbourne. It's like weights program. Yeah, I know. Never touched the weights. No. Hadn't done a time trial till we got to draft camp. Chicken burgers with extra gravy and thick shake on the way over.
Macca's on the way over.
Yeah. What's your memories of playing? It's all a little bit hazy for me. Still, like we used to get the CDs of our games back then. Perfect, just side vision, so you didn't see anything that you did wrong. We were coached, but we weren't really coached. Just sort of went out and played.
Well, I think because everyone come from so far, it's like we maybe had like a couple of hours a week. I think Monday was like your local base. So Shep boys would do their thing together and Wang boys, whatever. But yeah, my memories of Bushies, the bus trip there and back was unreal. But then even just like the dinners and that afterwards would always have, pass the night or whatever it was. Yeah, go in, listen to the team being called out, up in the Wang Rovers change rooms. Yeah, that Bushies year was real good and it's like, meeting so many different people as well, which, I feel like I'm a bit of a people's person. I love meeting new people and, still talk to a few of the Bushies boys. Zeebs, still see Zeebs a fair bit. Speak to Rocky on Instagram a little bit, Tommy. And I mean, to sort of finish how we did and pump Danny Nong, in the granny.
Yeah. It was knockout finals that year.
I think it was the one and only year that they did that. Yeah.
It's probably the first spray I've got. Like, boys, just go out and play. Like, you'll be fine. I remember, I reckon it was the first final against Eastern. We might have been 4, 5, 6 goals down or something. Half time, and I played forward for most of the year and got put to half back, which I wasn't pleased about. So I remember clearly Phil Bunn. Remember Bunny could really go when he wanted to, and I remember coming in at quarter time and tried to kick 2 goals off the half back. In return, my opponent had kicked 2 from the goal square, and I remember coming in at quarter time and Bunny, whole quarter time spray was just like heeing off. I remember looking behind and you've got 3 or 4 AFL coaches there. It's probably the first time I thought actually it's like we're here to get drafted because you're sort of removed from that in the bushes a little bit.
You are. Well, and they do well at disguise themselves too, probably. Yeah.
Anyway, I reckon you might have turned it on. We end up coming back and winning that as well.
I actually remember before that game as well. I remember the exact phone I had, like this, I don't even know what brand it was, but this little red thing. And in the team meeting before the game, it started ringing. I just remember grabbing it and just pegging it.
But he would have loved it.
Oh, exactly right. I'm keen also. I'd like to hear a bit about your North days because I feel like, every footy club's different. How many years were you at North in the end?
12 in the end, actually. So, it was I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I look back and it was interesting coming in here. Obviously, give me the sheet, looking at all your salary, know all your stats, and same as you, and check everything.
Yeah.
It was definitely like the best 12 years of your life. Like, really happy now, but I mean, it was just like being at Bushies. When I got down to North, we still had horrendous change rooms. It was good. Used to get out of weights when it rained, which hated weights, any sort of weights.
What, leaking?
Mate, I remember the first day I got to North and it was a bit different back then in the change rooms, locker rooms, and our strength testing was bench press, back pull and chin-ups.
Yeah.
And I was last to go in the chin-ups and Zeeves is his man-child.
Yeah, that's it.
And
he hasn't grown much since he was drafted.
I think he pumped out like 23 chin-ups or something. I'd never done a chin-up in my life. I'd never done anything. And so like I got up on the bar and I couldn't get one chin-up. And I just remember the boys absolutely giving it to me. I reckon it was the first realisation of been some real strife here. But I loved it. I mean, we didn't reach the big dance or get the one thing that I was after my whole career, but we certainly had some good years. I think people forget a little bit just looking at North now, like 2014, 15, we're in back-to-back prelims and I think we were 20, 25 points up in the prelim second time around and just couldn't get there.
Yeah.
It was also hard though.
Yeah.
It was also really, really hard.
Yeah.
I think it's got a lot more respect for what it looks like being at Collingwood now. Yeah. Like, social media started to come in. North's obviously a smaller club. But just getting used to that sort of stuff was really difficult for me early on and had a lot of injuries as well, which, I just wasn't prepared for. Yeah. Being a country kid and coming down to Melbourne, really close friendship group.
Yeah.
Played in those 2 prelims, signed a 3 or 4 year contract and then didn't play for 2.5 years. So
might have been all those overs you bowled early days.
It probably was, mate. It probably was. But I reckon it changed a little bit for me after that. Yeah. I reckon I was always really focused on winning a premiership. Yeah. I remember, clearly remember watching you win your first premiership, and I just wanted it so badly, just to see what it did for Kingupna, what it did for Tally, what it did for everybody back home. Yeah. That's why you want to win one, and I'm 100%. Sure you were the same. And I reckon when I got back from those injuries, it was just wanting to win a flag. Didn't care what role I played, whether I got the footy or not. It was just whatever it took. Yeah. Just didn't quite get there.
Yeah, I think that's a good point as well. It's like when you first start out, it's all about yourself and that. You want to play games, you want to play well, and then there almost comes a time where it's like, that's parked.
Yeah.
And all you want is just to get team success.
Yeah. And I'm guessing that doesn't change. I'm guessing like when you won your first one pretty early on.
Yeah.
Like a few years there until you got the next one.
Yeah.
Was it like, I'm sure you probably wouldn't have understood the full extent at that age.
No, exactly right. And I feel like I probably almost took it for granted as well because I got drafted in end of 08 and first year, 2009. I think I ended up playing 12 games in my first year. Played in round 7 and got dropped at like round 14 and basically didn't play again until the finals.
Is that the first time you'd ever been dropped?
Probably, yeah.
How'd that go? What was it? Because that always sticks with you, doesn't it?
I actually, you'll laugh here. Your old coach, Brad Scott, was our midfield coach at the time, and I'd played shit against the Swans. I remember in that game as well, we must have been down at halftime, and I was a little bit lighter than I am now. So what's that? Yeah, like 16, 17 years ago.
Yeah.
It was halftime, and Mick told me to go and play on Brett Kirk.
Yeah.
You mean he's a big man, and I'm this little skinny kid.
Is that the first time you ever played on someone?
Yeah, probably. And yeah, I think I lasted 5 minutes on him. Clearly not strong enough, just went shit house and got dropped that next week. But I remember, getting that phone call from Scotty, and he's just...
So Scotty called you?
He called me and just, basically said that, we're not going to play you this week. You got to go back to VFL and basically earn your spot to get back in because, I wasn't up to it really. And I remember one day just walking, because we used to train at Gosh's paddock and have to walk up and down. One day I was just walking back, and I think I might have even just said to him, like, how am I going to get back into the team? Yeah, how am I going to get back into the team? Because by the sort of end of 2009, we were going all right. And I remember he basically just said, like, you've just got to start dominating the VFL because we've got a strong team at the moment and, it's hard to get in.
Yeah.
And, lucky enough, I sort of finished the back end of the VFL off pretty strong, and then, got picked for the first final against the Saints. So, I guess, as I was touching, my first year we played in a prelim. We got pumped. Second year, 2 grand finals, win one. Third year, lose a grand final. I think 2012, then we might have made a prelim. So for me, it was just like, well, this is just normal. This is what happens. We play finals. And probably, did take it for granted a little bit. And then to not play finals for probably 4 years. Yeah. Like when you're sitting on the couch watching everyone else play when you want to play, you start to question, are you doing enough? Am I doing all the right things? And I think when we made the finals in 18, I was just trying to make sure that I really took everything in. Like I remember like the parade, everything like that, everything throughout the finals, like training sessions, so many fans there, everything, like just really trying to make sure I took it all in because, as you know, they just don't come around all that often. So I think it was maybe a blessing to learn that, it doesn't come all the time. And in saying that, like if you compare the two from 2010 to 23, like they're both unreal for sure. But I think 2023, I had to probably work a little bit harder and was a little more mature and a little bit wiser maybe. On and off the field. Like I think I'll hold that one a little bit close to my heart for sure because, we definitely had to work a little bit harder and didn't just turn up, and it was basically sort of all there for me. So
it was an unbelievable game. What was I have to ask, I reckon he'll watch this, what was Scotty like as a midfield coach? Because he's scary as a head coach. I'll give you a whole tip.
Well, to be honest, I actually loved it. From what I sort of can remember, I think he was very upfront with me and just told me what I needed to hear. So I think he was only sort of there that first year. He might even have. What year did he start coaching North? 10?
10.
Yeah. So
10,
basically, I
10.
had one season with him and was in and out of the VFL and AFL. So didn't spend a whole lot of time with him, but from the interactions that I did have with him, I did enjoy it.
The other thing that I love that's a little bit different now is like coaches like Scotty, and I'm sure like he would have definitely had it with Mick and Bucks as well. And Fly, I reckon, can definitely go when he wants to go too.
So,
actually brings you closer as a a group.
Yeah.
And I reckon we had some massive sprays. I reckon there was one, we played you boys in 2015. I reckon might have been the same, might have been 6 goals up at half time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to check it. It was the first time I hadn't had to play on a small forward for a while. I was just sort of like roaming around, thinking, perfect, fill me boots a little bit. Fill me boots a little bit here. I reckon I got, honestly, would have been 4 or 5 kicked on me in there. And I reckon I got almost 2 mark of the years taken on me as well.
Yeah.
And anyway, you boys end up coming back to win. And remember Scotty walking into his, into our review on the Monday morning, and he walks in before like anybody could say anything. He's basically like, righty, like put your hand up. It's like I'm sitting in the same spot every time. It's like put your hand up. All the boys are hitting, smacking your chair, like you know when it's coming. And he's like, pick 3 of your mates, like in the back line. So pick 3 mates, not knowing what's coming. And he said, you know what you did on the weekend? He was just a flimsy halfback flanker. And I remember like, you know, you can see all the boys starting to smile and that, you know, it's going to come after. And what I didn't realise he was about to do, he was showing me vision of you and Scott Pendlebury from like, it was a 2-week period of every time you're happy to take the tackle and just give the ball.
Yeah.
Whereas like, then contrasted it with me trying to get like big loopy handballs, get the ball back, like run off a half-back flank. And I'll never, ever forget it. You know, but we still laugh about it now when we catch up for a beer, like all the boys. Have you ever copped? Because it's funny, right? Like watching from afar, like 2 premierships, like 350 games, all of these accolades, seems easy from afar from people that aren't in it. But I'm sure you would have had some really hard times. Like, have you?
Yeah.
What's the hardest sort of sprays or times you've sort of experienced?
Well, I think the worst spray, which probably wasn't even that bad, like actually like individualised, it might have been like a Queen's birthday game. It was definitely against Melbourne right before halftime, and I must have, I don't know, I just got the ball at sort of, 30 out from their goal, and I think I started running out of their back 50. And I took a bounce.
Meters gained.
And then Russell Robinson come and tackled me holding the ball, kicked the goal after the siren. And clearly no one likes to kick a goal after the siren. I don't know what the scores were, and I almost knew that something was coming. And I walk into the rooms and I was just like, I know he's coming. And he just looked at me and he's like, who the f*** do you think you are? And I was just like, oh, geez, just, give me what you want.
Really
exactly. I can't get out of it. But I don't reckon I've had, real bad ones at me. Like I've definitely been in a few that, like the team's copped it. In terms of like hard times, like some of probably the one time when I've probably questioned, everyone starts to, at some stage, you start to slow up a bit, but probably the start of last year, I reckon. Probably, my first probably like 4 or 5 games, I reckon. I was just off. There was just I don't think it was huge, but it was enough. Like I feel like even if you're just a tiny bit off these days, like it doesn't matter who you play against.
Just from your body's point of view?
Or just everything. Yeah. Like I reckon I was, when you're on sometimes and like you're just playing on instincts, you're not even thinking all that kind of stuff. I feel like I was like
probably having more often for you, mate, than it did for me.
Maybe. But like really having to think about things. And I remember, I think we were playing against the Saints in like maybe like round 1 or 2, and I was on the wing and got a handball. And usually someone handballs it to you, you're almost grabbing it and thinking about the next play. Where am I kicking it to? And like things like that. I was doing that, but I wasn't. I was fumbling the ball. So I reckon there was probably like a month at the start of last year where I was like, maybe I'm starting to lose it a little bit. But I ended up getting rested, I think, when we went and played Brisbane over there. We actually ended up having a good win. But I was, clearly out of form. But I feel like, I haven't been through it too many times, but the one thing, that you need to do is basically just work hard and get back to it. Flies, he's always big on like the fundamentals of the game, and I'm sure you are the same, and it's something that, you do a lot of, but that's like this, that you can't have enough touches of the footy and just, it's just like you can just be so small of a margin off, but really it's like it can have such a big impact.
It builds up too,
it does. And then I think once that sort of happens, then your mind can sort of start playing games on you as well, which that's probably the one time where I've actually sort of, questioned my ability and maybe is the game sort of going past me. But I feel like I just almost got back to work and finished off the year last year, reasonably strong. And I sort of, towards the end of the year, didn't know that if I was even going to get another contract or not. And then, that's another thing that I've never had to worry about, which, started playing with my mind. So, these are the things that I suppose once you get older that you've got to deal with. And for me, it was all new, which, I think is being good for me now as well. Like, I've started this year off pretty strong. I haven't been able to keep that form throughout the whole season, but I don't think I've had sort of the big ebbs and flows that probably did last year. So, I guess that was probably the toughest bit that I've sort of had to push through and, see how we go.
Was it more within yourself or were you starting to hear the outside noise? Like,
no matter if you're playing good or bad, the outside noise is there. And I think, I think I can navigate my way through that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I was starting to ask questions myself, which when you're sort of in that frame of mind too, like things you hear things come in, it's not that you're looking for it, but like, when you're playing well and someone is, taking the piss out of you or whatever it is, like you can sort of just sort of brush it off a little bit. But I think when you are struggling a bit for form and stuff, those things can kind of creep in. So, I mean, it's important to try not to, but I guess you can't escape it as well, really, can you?
Yeah, no.
It's everywhere.
Obviously, like you're still playing really, really good footy. I felt like the other thing that starts to creep in is like life after footy.
Yeah.
Like if you, and I was the same, like I retired with injuries, completely different, but you start to think, oh, if it's this year, I got to do something next year.
Yeah.
Like it turns pretty
quickly.
For me, it was kind of like I enjoyed that process though.
Yeah.
Like you can sort of sit back a bit and enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I've heard you've been doing some coaching development stuff.
I've done a little bit, yeah.
So in terms of like coaching, I know you said King Up, no, probably pay you $50,000. I'll get that on
I'll
here.
do it for nothing there.
Don't sell yourself short. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Life after footy, while your head's still in the game, would you stay in footy, like elite footy?
Yeah, it's funny, like even now, like I don't feel like I've got something that I'm full, in on. Clearly I know that I'm going to have to find something. And I've sort of spoken to Ned and, I feel like if all things work out, then, there might be something for me to stay at the club and the club will, support me and sort of look after me for life after footy. But I'm not scared of life after footy. Like I'm not frightened of it. Like part of me I definitely don't look forward to it because I know what I'm leaving behind. But in a way I kind of am as well, just to experience like sort of normal life and not having the pressures of, having to perform every week. But I understand whatever job that when I go to, like you've still got to perform at some kind of level.
Different though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah, life after footy, I don't know. I feel like also I just want to, make, as I was sort of saying before, like make the most of this opportunity that I have because, I've been lucky to spend so much time here and I'd, hate to sort of finish and think, I could have done more maybe in the last sort of, 12 to 18 months of my career. So, I'll tip in as much as I can, but I'll also have a little peek of what's next to come. But yeah, I think footy's it's literally all I've ever known. When did you think that you wanted to be a coach? Sort of run us through the transition of that because I'd be interesting if while you're still playing you had that drive. But give us a rundown of when you sort of realised that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I was probably like you, you're just so ingrained. It's what you've enjoyed your whole life.
Yeah.
Like I never, with footy, I never lost that. You know, when you get like a new pair of boots or like footy season's about to start or whatever it is, I never lost that. You know, like you hear players talk around, you know, the fun goes out of it. Yeah. I never had that experience. So like I've always loved it.
Yeah.
I think it was probably when I was out for those couple of years, sort of dawned on me that might not get the chance again to play, which was super, super difficult for me, super difficult for family and everyone supports you as well.
Yeah.
And I started to sort of think around like where's my skill set?
Yeah.
Like if it's not in footy, where is it? And I did a whole heap of work experience with Cricket Tasmania in elite sports around player development manager.
Yeah.
So supporting athletes on and off the field. And I loved it. So I loved that. So I had an eye on that. I did a business degree as well, just in case that didn't work out. Go and work at KFC with a business degree or something like that. But I think it was probably when I left footy, went to the Australian Ballet in like a performance welfare role, and I just missed the competitive nature.
Yeah.
Like the pressure that you were talking about earlier. You become addicted to it.
Yeah.
Like you almost become addicted to stress in a way where it's like, it's too slow paced for me. I get bored really quickly.
Yeah.
And just miss like that first, I know it sounds ridiculous, the first morning coffee after you've won a game or you've played well. You know, where it's like you can actually spend like 2 hours not worrying about like having to do anything other than just enjoy it.
Feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The night before when you have a few beers with the boys to celebrate. And so, I was going through a little bit of a difficult period just the year after I finished, just coming to terms with how the career ended and where my passion was. Like, to be honest, like how are you going to get through the next 30 years if you're not enjoying something?
Yeah.
And I got a call from Darren Crocker, actually, North's AFLW coach.
Yeah.
Said, do you want to come in and be a line coach? And I'd never done any coaching in my life at that stage. So I said no straight away. And then I reckon he called me every day for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I eventually said yes. So started coaching there. And what I loved about it was just you saw the development in the AFLW players straight away.
Yeah.
A lot of them at that stage hadn't played underage footy. So what you're focusing on as a coach, they sort of do straight away. So you get this probably false sense of pride and accomplishment. It's actually them doing it, not you at all.
Yeah.
And then as that sort of progressed, I just became addicted. Like we lost a grand final. And I just, in my mind, it was like, I've just got to get one.
Yeah.
If I'm being totally honest.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, everything you go, happens in your career and you go through in your career, to get one would be the satisfying key to probably move on from footy. Although I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
You wanted to chase another one as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So I decided to have a go at the Collingwood role. Yeah. And it was awesome. So I had 3 or 4 interviews. Ned, Fly, Bolts at that stage were all in that. And they really challenged me on a number of things, and I sort of forgot that I actually like that.
Yeah.
Like the feeling challenged is actually a really good thing for me, and I'm sure for everybody that's played elite sport.
Yeah.
You hate it at the time. And I'm sure like our players, like the girls hate it as well when we challenge them. But you look back and it's actually something you miss.
Yeah.
End up getting the role, and remember walking in first day into Collingwood just thinking, it's kind of like, how are you going to make friends? Like, that feeling of when you first get drafted and it's like, oh my God, like, no, I'm a senior coach now, but it doesn't change. Like, how are you actually going to make friends in this club?
It's probably harder as a coach.
You're still walking around boys that, I've probably said some things to in the past while playing that were more talented than me. So you got to find a way respectfully to get around that.
Yeah.
But the club's just been awesome. And to be honest, it's rejuvenated that passion for footy again. Yeah. Just the way that probably Fly leads and goes about it.
Yeah.
I actually get surprised sometimes the amount that the boys give up to our players as well. And I know you've done a few of those things for us as well. But the boys, they're genuinely interested in how the girls are going.
Yeah.
And I actually love that. Like my brothers have all got girls.
Yeah.
Only got one or two boys in the family, and they come down to every AFLW game now. And you know, when we first started out, it was always you go to a clinic and you're like, who wants to play AFL? And half would put their hands up, or you'd go, you know, anyone can play AFL if you work hard enough. And just simply wasn't true at the time. And probably didn't realise at that stage that it was a passion for me until I started in AFLW and just realised that it's equal opportunity for everyone. And for me personally, I don't like the limelight. Like, you're out of the limelight a little bit as a AFLW coach. But I think that's flipped within a year of I want our team to be in the limelight. I want us playing finals footy, and I want us playing a grand final, and getting our first one really. So that's what's driving me. So if I'm still here in the next 5 or 10 years, mate, you retire, absolutely welcome to jump on board. Got a few ex-players in there now, so feel welcome.
Yeah, no, I'll keep that in mind. I think, and just even for me, like watching, like you can see that now that girls have, you know, started when they're, I don't even know, like maybe 12 or, and they just work their way up, how much better the game's getting as well. Like, that must make you excited and for what the game's going to look like as well.
Yeah, and I think the whole landscape's changing. Like I spoke about social media and the pressure. I mean, what Ash Centra is probably going through at the moment is similar to the boys, right? Yeah. Like, you know, she does one bounce between her legs, you know, that nobody else in the competition can do, and just takes off completely, and all of a sudden she's over everything, which is, for her, I'm sure it's a really difficult thing and new thing. Yeah. But for women's sport, it's amazing. Yeah. It sort of reminds me of Caitlin Clark and, you know, US basketball. Yeah. What we can try and achieve. But more than anything, I think it's got to the point now where it's just footy. Yeah. Like, it's just AFL footy. Yeah, well, you've got your men's and your women's, and a premiership is a premiership. And one thing I will say is, it still surprises me how much our players really look up to the men's players. Yeah. I know you've done, like you did, Airlie Runnels jumper presentation. Oh, they talk about that for ages. Yeah. You know, and sometimes you forget that being in the same building. Yeah. But the club and how they bring the two groups together, in my opinion, is really elite. Yeah. Will only benefit us when we do win that flag, and we'll have a drink together.
Who would have thought, Sammy, after all those years, me hitting you for 4s and 6s when we were 12 to now in 2025, both in the black and white, mate.
Yeah, and mate, good luck for the finals. It's funny when I go home and they talk about Collingwood, everyone in my family, the first person they ask about is like, how's Sidey going? Like, as if we've been best friends for the last 15 years. But I think it's just because you've had such an impact on our area back home. So super proud of you too, mate. Cheers. Hopefully you get to the big dance and you win it.
Same to you. Good luck. You're just starting. Plenty to go.